Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to continue with our theme of card maps, which this is an enlarged version that came right from our catalog, the new catalog that you have available to you now. If you'd like a hard copy, you can email me at jandufour@yahoo.com or go to stampmesilly.com. That's where you'll find the project sheet, but you'll also find a link to contact me where you can tell me if you just want the newsletter or if you want to order a catalog, and it'll ask you for your address. If you like to purchase anything we have here, you can go to my online store at jandufour.stampinup.net. So as I had said last week, I'm going to make all of these cards. Now they're real cute to look at. They have no measurements. It's not really a problem for an experienced stamper, but if you're new, you just look at that and go, I don't know what to do. So before I get to showing you how I made this card, I'm going to tell you a couple of things. In the month of May, there's a new starter kit special, which along with our normal, which is for $99, you get $125 worth of anything you want in the catalog. And this month, you'll also receive 4 of something from the In Colors. You don't get to pick those, they pick them out. I'm sure they're not going to give you 4 markers. They'll mix it up and give you a whole set, not quite a whole set because there's only, there's 5 In Colors, so you'll get 4 different items, and that's free. So for $99 with tax, there is no shipping. You can get $125 worth and 4 free things. Now, I'm going to put this on. I'm not going to go through all of it, but if you want a stamp but you don't know what you need, this is an excellent document. It'll be on my website. Again, that's stampmesilly.com. I've separated into 2 that says I have nothing. I have no supplies. These are the things I could recommend. It would cost $124.75, so you're losing out on 25 cents because they don't let you go over. You would become a demonstrator, but you would only pay $99 plus tax, and you'd also receive the 4 new In Color things. If you already have stuff and you're looking for suggestions on what else you could get, these are my recommendations. This costs $123, and again, it's $99 plus tax, no shipping, and 4 free In Color items. All right, enough of that. Let us begin with this card. I think if I had to look at all of them, none of them are hard. This one's the simplest. So what do we need for this? We need, pull this out here, a card base. Now I always use thick basic white. I like it because it's sturdier even than the cards you get at the dollar store. So it's a nicer feel to it. And then you need this particular cardstock is called Hello Irresistible. And I thought this was a pretty good general coloring kind of thing. Could be male or female to get this. It would be all fine. And it is our standard. I'm going to grab one more thing here. It's our standard first layer. And when I say that on my website, stampmesilly.com, you will find in the free or more, just check any of my blogs or freebies at the top, and you will see card and envelope sizes. So what I've done here is taken a half layer, first layer, 1.5, 2, it should say 2.5 layer, and then 3. Someday I'll fix that. But this is laminated. Of course, it wouldn't be for you, but it tells you what size. So I'm talking about the first layer. So this is 4 by 5.25. It only matters if it's directional on how you cut the 4 as opposed to the 5.25. So we have 2 cards today. I'm going to show you another one. I'm going to go ahead and get this one on here. Then I used a punch, the modern oval punch, to get that other sentiment done. So we're going to put that right in the center. What I tell people is if this side, and this side, 3 sides, if 3 sides are right, the 4th one will be right. So you don't have to try to see all 4 sides at the same time. I have to use contraband ribbon. This is some of our older ribbon. I have not received my order. that has all my ribbon in it. So you just take whatever you like. You can use twine, the baker's twine, or linen thread, but it's a faux bow, which basically just means I fold it. Well, let's start again. It's crinkle ribbon and my fingers are, there's static electricity. How fun. Let me see if I can rub that out. Nope, that just made it worse. Oh, fun. All right, here we go. Come along for the ride. Okay, seriously. I'm gonna take some baby powder off to the side here so you don't get all caught up in it. Actually, baby powder's in our Stampin' Emboss Boss Buddy. So I'm just making it big enough so that it sticks out on both sides, basically like that. And then you take a glue dot, or, I mean, you could even put a piece of tape over it, because essentially, I'm gonna pick it up with this. You are not gonna see this. I'm kind of putting it across all the sections, just to temporarily kind of hold it in place so I can lay it down like that. And then I took the sentiment that comes from, I love this set. Hello, it's one of our new ones. May all your wishes come true. That would be good for a birthday. It would be good for graduation. I'm looking for the stamp set that I did. Happy birthday, miss you. I have a few set up here. Best of luck. Okay, did I put it back? Apparently, no, I did not. Oh, here it is. Sorry guys, I got a few of these set up for a couple of them. So may all your wishes come true. And I used Pretty Peacock. There's many greens in there. And I chose a darker one so that it would stand out. So we're just gonna put some ink on there. Make sure I get it all. Let's see. Try to put the piece that I'm stamping on straight so that I can use the rest of it to make it look straight. There we go. I'll give it a second to dry. And then you'll notice on this card, because we're doing simple stamping, and you can dress this up a million ways, and later on I may do a couple of fancier ones, but I wanted the outside to show you can do it a couple of different ways. You can take a sponge dauber and sponge it on. You can take one of our blending brushes and brush it on. I just do it a simpler way. I just mash it in the pad and go all the way around. Try not to touch it right away, so I'm rotating with the center and not really touching anything else. I need a little bit more right here. I'm going to give that a second to dry, but as you can see, it's got green all the way around, or Pretty Peacock all the way around, and that makes it stand out a little bit. I also put a rhinestone dot on there. You can leave it plain white. The other thing I did, because I have the supplies to be able to do it, is I colored it with Pretty Peacock Stampin' Blends alcohol marker. I'll put these away. Now I'm going to put dimensionals on here. And you can see I was heavy-handed when I laid it down on that side a little bit. And that's a good look if you want it to be really dark all the way around. That's a choice you can make. All right, I'll take these off. And kind of center it. Oops. Oh, yeah. I guess I would want to tie down the ribbon too, wouldn't I? Where did my glue dots go? I'm going to grab another glue dot and just stick it. I put it in between the layers to kind of hold it so I could lay it down. Actually, I think it's too down. Grab it and pull it up a little bit. There we go. Like that better. Okay. And now let's put this on here. A very simple card, but very cute. All right. Let's do number 2 or 3. That was number 2. This one, I did something very similar to this about a month ago, I guess. Put this aside. But this was a little bit different. It had some twine wrapped around it. It had a circular thing. So I'm going to go ahead and show you kind of 2 cards and what I did. So if you go basically by exactly what is on there, I was following and putting it in, and then realized, well, if I put string, it's gonna, I don't know how I would get this around there. I could put string this way and just cover this side of it. But I decided that was too awkward. So I thought, you know what, this isn't a bad looking card without the thread. So we kept that. Then I decided I wanted the thread. So what I did was I mounted the 3 stripes on a piece of Calypso Coral. I'm still using Hello Irresistible for this cardstock. And then I did this separately, wrapped the ribbon around it, and then applied it to the white base. So we'll get that out of the way. And we're going to put this down. And the first thing you have to do if you've cut it apart and moved it around is figure out, it's a little puzzle, which ones go together, because there is a progression. Oops. That's one. Oh, I left the other one in my project envelope. Okay. All right, where does it go? It doesn't go there. Not really. Yes, right there. And nope. And there. Okay. So this is how I cut it. The measurements are 1 by, I don't have my project sheet here, 1 by 4 3/4. And again, I will have all those measurements on the project sheet. This is your typical layer 1. So it's 4 by 5 1/4. And when I put these on, starting on the left or the right, whichever you like, but I do one of the end pieces. So we'll just put this around. And I know that there's going to be about 1/4 inch on this side. And it doesn't really matter a whole lot, but then you put on the second side, leaving about the same on the outer edge as you did with the first one. So trying to match this up. I turn it sideways because it's easier for me to hold. So that's about even. And then we'll put the center one in, and you just center that, and it is what it is. It stays where it is, and nobody knows whether or not you got it exactly the way you wanted it or not, because it just looks pretty. So there you go. Then this is when I took the twine. Now when you take the linen, this is linen thread. When you take the linen thread off, it's very curly, especially I'm getting to the bottom of it. So without doing it too hard, I kind of just, you can use a pencil and do this, or a pen, and just rub it along, and it kind of straightens it out a little bit so it's not quite so crazy. And all I did was take this again to the back because it doesn't show. And I do want it sort of down towards the bottom. Oops. So I'm going to just guess about here. I'm looking at the side where I want it to come out. I'm just going to tape it right there. And then I wrapped it. I think I wrapped it 4 times. You don't have to make it perfectly straight. I kind of did this. And then I kind of scoot them together. Again, I'm going to use another piece of tape and tape that down. And then, oops, that's too long. let's cut that off. I don't want it hanging over. There we go. All right, so then I went back, I can cut this off. And then I kind of scooted it together. Now you might not want it all really close together. You might want to keep it separated a little bit. That's up to you. I'm just scooting them a little. This one got loose because it is not being pulled tight. Let's see. I want to pull that one up a little bit. Just a little. I don't want them crossing, but I did want them to be a little bit more even, like that. I'll press this down to keep it in place. So there you go. Now you take your white card base. Make sure you have the opening not like this. I've done that before. All right, so we're just going to put some glue on it. Now, because there is thread in there, it will stick out a little bit. So I'm putting some extra glue here, a little bit on here. I could have popped this up on dimensionals, and then that would have kind of taken up the place of where the thread is. But I was going to pop up the circle, so I didn't really want to do that. Now, according to the circle, there's only one. So I could use this and stamp it in a darker color. I could use this, and that would be fine, or put it over the thread the way it's supposed to. And that would show up fine. You could do the trick with putting a little bit of ink around the outer edge. But I decided that I was going to do, this is a 1 3/4 circle punch and then a 2-inch circle punch. Both of those are also in the catalog. They're not actually in the catalog. They're on our online catalog. So those are available there. But I decided to do that. Best of luck. Again, is another one of those ones that could be congratulations, graduation, could be, you know, job moving away to a different place. Best of luck is kind of, oops, I make noise when I stamp. Kind of a, can be anything kind of thing. All right. The nice thing about this is it doesn't matter which way it's going. I don't have to worry. To make it straight, I do have to put it in the center, sort of, a little bit. All right. And there you have it. Let me get rid of this before I make a mess with that. Then I put this down with glue. And then I use dimensionals on the back side of the larger circle. Turn that over. Now, if you're gonna put this on here, I would put one dimensional on the back side of this and put the other two a little bit higher in center, just so that you don't put the dimensionals right on top of the twine. Is it a game changer? No, it's just through experience. It kind of wobbles if you put it on directly on the twine. So I'm giving it a spot to go through here. I'll take these off. And of course, these are just starting points. These are, look how you can start using, you know, sometimes when you're trying to make a card, it's like, I don't even know where to start. Well, these are going to be your maps. Start here. Do all kinds of things. Put bling on it. Put another stripe across here if you want. Use ribbon instead of thread. There's a lot of different variations that you can make. I made a few here, or one here. Oh, I actually did this one too, which is the real finale because it has the bow. So let me make my little bow real quick. This is a real bow. So you go around and you put it through. You kind of let go of the other end so it can flip. And then I made it a really little bow. Kind of pull it softly and don't squeeze the knot shut yet till you get it closer to where you want so that your bow doesn't twist. So that you get like the back end like this or half twisted. So there you go with that. We'll do our trick. We'll cut this off. These might still be too long. We do our trick with our glue dot, which is rolling the glue dot. People do it with their fingers. These things are sticky enough that if you manipulate it a little bit, it's still going to stick a lot. So I'm going to just put it on the back, pull it out, and then put it on here. Now you'll see I don't like this sticking up in the middle. So I'm just going to take this, oops, holding my bow so it doesn't come off, and pull it through. And I'll have to do it a couple times apparently because it's still up in the air. Oops. Oops, I pulled out my bow. Well, that's not what I was looking for. Anyway, my point was that you can, let's see if I can save it. Probably not, because I think I pulled it right through. I did. And I have a dot on there. So we'll be doing this bow again, but it looks fine without the bow too. But when you roll it, it might still be a little bit sticky. You can either just keep touching it like this. This one is just barely still sticky. Just keep touching it, or put a little bit of powder on it from your embossing buddy if you have that, or any kind of powder, baby powder. As long as it's not talc. Talc is dangerous, but they took that out of most products a long time ago. All right, so I'm trying to get this bow back up there before the end of this session, and if I don't do it, we'll all be fine, because you have one example. There we go, and it's still sticky from the dot, so I'm just going to put it there. And this time, they're down, so good for me. I'll just cut this one a little bit. Oops. I'm not pulling on it, and it doesn't want to cut. There we go. This is what happens when you make videos. And if you know me, you know I don't redo it. So we just see all the mistakes. This one's a permanent. I will restick this one and it'll be fine. And here's a plain one. We've done card 2 and card 3. Next time we'll do 4 and 5. Thanks for stopping by. Consider subscribing. I post once a week on Wednesday and occasionally for a flash sale. Thanks a lot.